Hi everybody, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, and the Ko-Fi Shop Sweet Pea Papers. Now, this is a kit from a designer that I've never worked with before, but I'm so happy to do this kit. It's so beautiful, beautiful watercolors, and it's called Painted Fields. And it's by Wild Rose Bohemian. You can find them on Etsy by going to Wild Rose Boho. Okay? Yeah, so let's take a look at this. Once again, it's called Painted Fields, because I'm not talking good this morning again. And we'll just take a look at it. Now, this is not all of the kit, even though I printed out this much. It's a large kit. It's got lots of ephemera. So we're just going to go through some of the pages. Now I printed this out with a border so that I could trim it back a little, and I'm thinking about not inking it just because I love the colors and everything, and when you cut it off, the borders, you know, I just don't know that I'm going to ink it. If I do, I'll probably use something really light, like brushed corduroy, which would be closer to this color here. Let's look at these beautiful pages. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We're going to do a manila folder project. We're going to do a little bit, I think we're going to do a three folder. And try to get as many of these beautiful field flowers in that we can. Guess I better go quicker or we'll never get to the end. Maybe I'll go a few at a time. Oh, look at that one with the book. It's beautiful. I don't think I've even gotten a chance to look at all of these. I have them on the computer, but there's lots of pages. I'll go back and count, and then I'll be able to tell you how many there are. There's a lot, as you can see. I'm flipping them over by this many at a time. So, oh, look at that one. So beautiful. These would have looked lovely as portrait pages and in a tall slim journal as well. Oh, look at that page. Wow. I'm back doing one page at a time. Okay, here we are at some ephemera. It's after this many pages. A little bit curved. I don't know what it is with my printer. I think I have to turn the quality back. I think it's getting the paper too wet. I'm using 65-pound cardstock by Neenah, N-E-E-N-A-H. It's got a vellum finish to it. It feels different than any other paper you felt before, and you'll really like it. Everybody that's touched one of my books that I know of wants to know what that paper is. Okay, so here's the cards. You just, you know, cut off around there. Now, I'm not sure a scan and cut will pick this up, so I'm going to have to cut these out by hand. Lots of little cards and tags. Here's a matchbook. Here's some tabs. Some decorations. Is this a matchbook? Yeah, this flips down and tucks in, and these just little wings that flip in the center to latch. What a nice idea. I like that one. Big envelope, some butterflies. Some of these the scan and cut will get because they have the darker edges. In fact, I think most of the ephemera will get cut out by the scan and cut except for the postcards. So the postcards and the rectangular ones I'll have to do. And this isn't all the ephemera, I believe. I just picked out a few pages because with our manila file folder deals, we usually use bigger ephemera that we make out of the papers. So I didn't want to print out too many of these and then not need them. So I'm going to get the papers trimmed and get the manila folders out and get rid of the preview board and the flip through board. And then we will get started. Okay? All right, I'll see you in just 1 second. Okay, we're back for part 2 of video 1, since part 1 was only 5 minutes long. What we're going to do is, well, I've got all the papers trimmed out. I wasn't going to do all of them. I decided not to print on the back. I wasn't going to do all of them, and then I got doing something, a video chat with my friend or something, and just stood there and trimmed them all out. So I've also got some white cardstock, 65 pound. Got some manila folders. I've got this stencil. I got it on Temu, and I thought it was wildflowers and that kind of stuff. For some reason, this stencil said to me, use me. I don't know why. We'll see. Then I have all of my wildflower stencils. Right? And I have a whole set of them. Oops. Okay. And I got these on Temu. Don't ask me what the number is or whatever, but just you can look up wildflower stencils and see what you can find. I think this is a set of 24. I don't know if there's that many in here. Might be just 16. Anyway, so we're going to be using that. Here's our stamp pad. I've got out some white tabs. The ephemera that I printed. Oh, hold on. A big mess going on here. There's this pocket thingy, matchbook thing with the folded in. Oh, I wish I had printed this on the back, maybe. Anyway, so we've got that. I haven't finished cutting these out, but we've got these 2 big envelopes if we're going to use them. And we've got this ephemera. I love this kit. The only thing I would say is that the ephemera could have used more solids and stuff in it instead of just duplicates of the kit papers. There are these 2 giant tabs, which I love. Not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I love them. I'd like to use one on the cover somewhere. Yeah. So, I've done some ink swatching, and I've come up with spun sugar, tumbled glass, and brushed corduroy. Now, I've got these inks mainly for stenciling, but I do have the tumbled glass on a pad in case we want to edge something to kind of set it out. And then we may do, I wish we could see picket fence against this, because that would help bring the white in on the manila folder, but such is life. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to set this stuff to the side. We're probably going to be cutting as much ephemera custom as what I cut out with the scan and cut. do with these. I've also got all these others in textures that I can use. I've got probably 200 more actually, but these are the others that came with this set. And I've also got this just in case. You never know. I don't know about that though. I don't think it's clean enough looking. But then I'm probably nutty, which I'm going to readily admit to. Okay, so now let's take one of these to use it as a guide. And I've got 3 legal sized manila folders. I don't have any regular normal sized. If you do normal or regular sized, you may not have to do this, but I think you will, because I'm going to put it this way and not this way. Because all of them are landscape. So let's get just one so we can see the tab and such. I've got 3, a left, right, and center tab. And I think what I want to do, we're going to go all the way across, so we're going to keep our tabs. So we don't have to worry about the width. And for the height, boy, I really want to put a piece of white paper behind this. So instead of using the trimmed paper measurement, let's use a piece of paper measurement. And then that'll give us this extra border. And we're not going to stencil all around on this, and we're not going to ink it. So okay. So once we cut one, then we'll make the other 2 the same size. Of course, save your flip up. I've got a little flip up sitting over here from one of our previous projects. So this is our front tab. Now let's just take the other easy one and take the bottom tab. They're going to overlap, and I'm not really sure how we're going to put them together. Oops. Okay, and then now the center one, we want the tab, so we need to center it. and then mark a top and a bottom. And that will give us 2 flaps. Okay. Now we're going to take all of our corners that are square. Should we do something different and leave them square? So I don't want to make it just like a book. And I don't want to cut this tab off to make a pocket here. That's the problem. Because that's our top tab. Well, I guess what we're going to do because I don't want to turn them backwards. I could. But look how messy that makes it. All right, we're going to glue them together and make pockets. Now, I don't really want the pockets to be behind the tabs. So I think our pockets will come out the top. We've got plenty of papers to make big giant cards that stick out the top. That would be kind of different. Okay, so we're just going to glue them together. And you're going to want to look at it and glue the short one. Now, here's the question. When you've got them like this, you've got your short one and your tall one. Just wondering if I should turn the whole thing over and make it like this. I think I should. Yes, I think I should. Because then the glue togethers will, yeah, this is much better. In fact, we can make these side pockets because they're going to be smaller. They're going to be farther in. Okay. So I'm going to take your shorter side. Wow, I feel like my nails are all dirty. Just because they're discolored from all this stuff. Now, there's a little notch right here, so glue it from the notch, not from the rounded part. And just glue it straight back, straight down. So you want to glue your spine. That's going to be the spine. And then for the other part of the pocket, you go straight up to that squared edge. Doesn't seem like enough glue to. And the glue didn't seem thick enough to hold it together. Okay. And then you're gonna open this up on here and line everything up. Fold this shut so that you can line this all up. And then line it up and down. Okay. So then when you open it, you'll have a tab here that you're going to put a card behind. I think our cards are going to have white paper on one side and the card picture on the other. Otherwise, they're going to be too flimsy. I think if we just cut them out with the white, we might have to back them on another white piece of paper. Okay, so we've got the short one. We're going to glue it to the long one. So we're going to do the same thing. Now this we could glue like this. No, whenever I do that, it makes that funny flap in the center. Let's just do this one straight up, and we'll use flaps on the inside to make our flaps and things. We're just going to make a straightforward base. After making that book cover for our previous project, which is a Ko-Fi project, I think I need to fill up my bottle. Okay, we're going to take this, glue hanging off me now, and we're going to fold it towards the large side. And make sure it's all lined up. Oh, I got lucky on that one. They seem to have migrated a little towards the top. But they could be three different, little bit different sizes too. Okay, so that's going to be the back. Actually, that's going to be the back. This is going to be the front. So this is going to be the cover. This is going to be the back. Then we're very lightly, I don't know what we're doing yet, very lightly label them 1, 2. Then you're going to have a pocket here. How is that not right? I guess it is, but I wanted this big. Can we fold this back around? Ooh. Ooh, why not? Why not do that? And then we've got this tab here, right there on the front. And get the big piece. That's what I'd want. Okay, so we glued the 3 together, and we took this front piece and we folded it back around. Okay, kind of push it down. Let's run our bone folder over that puppy. Never done that before. Okay, and it makes like a spine. It covers up the other two as well. So then I think we're going to want to take our other bone folder and kind of go like this and give it a spine. It's like putting a little gusset in it to cover the other two pieces. Well, I like this already. Okay. Works for me. Okay, now for the cover. I have set aside some stuff. This stuff. And we're going to do the pieces separately, except we have to, well, we need to cut the paper, and I selected this one because it had this big area here and then an area that we could build on over here. We have to cut the window, and we're going to have to do this envelope first before anything else. Then we need to cover the front of the CD cover. Then we need to assemble everything and then do figure out our magnets. And yeah, and go from there. So let's get the size on the paper. Now I think I want to do that border in white. So we're going to do this paper. Cut that off. So you're going to be using quite a bit of your white paper if you do it like this. If you do it the same way. Oh, hold on just one second. Okay, sorry about that. That was my medicine alarm. I always have those. Also, you're going to be seeing this in September, so this may be pertinent. I have been having problems with this hand and this wrist. Thought it was carpal tunnel, but it's actually a pinched nerve in my elbow, and I have to have elbow surgery. So we're going to see how much I can get done ahead of time. I'm not sure when I'm going to have it done. I won't be able to find out until Monday because I missed the phone call when they called me back somehow. And then let's take this side. We want this side mainly. So we're going to take this side. So that means we're going to cut it off about here. So we'll never have to cut the height. We shouldn't, unless we're cutting for something smaller, but we will have to cut the width. And keep these pieces because you're going to need them for making borders around pockets and such. And then this piece is going to fit that, right? So you might want to keep them together because this is a good belly band. It's very pretty. So some of your scraps you may want to paper clip together. I know. Okay, now we're not going to ink. We're not going to ink anything. So we're going to glue this paper onto here. And then that will be our page. And then we'll work off of that. I love these papers. They are so pretty. Okay. Okay, then we're going to build off of this. Pretty as that. That's going to go on here, see? Very nice, very clean and crisp. That's what I was looking for. So now, I had this set aside for something, but I think I was just using it as a sample. So now I've got our paper with our border. And I can set this aside for a minute. We're going to need to cover the CD front. And I decided to use this part of the paper for that, because I wanted to get some of this illegible text on there. So I want to go from the corner over. So we'll get the text in one corner and the image in the other. And then we'll have the CD hole in the center. I was going to leave this just white, but these silly CD covers have, wait a minute, it's going to go on this way. Now these should be square and it shouldn't make a difference, but anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Let's see. We want to go ahead and cut this for the pocket. Remember, we're not inking this. This makes it much easier. Makes our life much easier. Okay, so now we've cut it for the pocket. That way our measurements will be better. I need to cut it there. Why isn't this coming out right? I need to cut it there. Okay, so we're going to cut it in half first. So now we're going to cut the length and then the width. Going to cut that flower out, but we're still going to have color around. And we'll have the text at the top. And that just seems too tall. Too narrow, so let's just cut a 1/16 off of that and cut a 1/16 off of that. In fact, let's do it off the top. Trim it up a little bit. I have an idea that might work. Okay, we're going to glue this. No, we're going to cut this out. We're going to use our 3-inch circle. We're going to go faster the next few videos. I'm not sure how many we're going to have time for because of the schedule for September. Oh, that's kind of neat. What is that in there? Okay. So I'm going to cut this real quick. Sorry about the jiggling. I think part of the problem with my elbow is the repetitive paper trimming with my right arm. And then I'm on the computer a lot, doing the Facebook groups and graphics and video editing. And so on and so forth. And I'm thinking there might be a way we can cover this on the inside without filling the whole thing in with part of this, or offset this on the inside on purpose just to cover that like that, and then trim this off. Or like this. And we don't have to cut anything. I think that might work. Okay, first let's kind of fun not having to ink everything, huh? Okay, just in like that. That's the top. This worked out all right. Now, of course, we're going to have a card in here too, but when we take the card out, I don't want to see that big semicircle cut. So what I'd like to do is take this, let me see what it's going to look like, and just put it in here far enough to cover that circle, like so, and do it on purpose. And do each one that way. That way it kind of has a white border as well. Does that make sense to everybody? So I think that's what I'm going to do, just to do something different. Should I cut it off and move it over farther? I like it with the smaller border, and it goes with these borders. It gives you that flower back in an offset way. And you don't really have to glue this all the way around. You'll only have to glue it on this side where the stuff's going to come in and out. But I put glue on the whole thing. What about that? Okay, and then we'll put a card in there as well. Let's put the magnet on the back so we don't forget. Since it's going to be on the top, it's definitely going to need a magnet. Should have erased. Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to cover this. Yeah, I was going to do something different on the inside, but I kind of like this. Okay, and then we're going to cover the back with this. I think we're going to cover the back with white. Yeah. To cover up that notch. Now this is going to be edge to edge. So we want it all to look the same. And save all your white scraps because you're going to need them for pockets and things. Then I was thinking of taking this right here, not make a belly band, but make a side pocket out of it. Did you see me flip that over? I hope the new CD covers I got don't have that. They're a different brand. I'll have to look at them and see. If so, I'll use the last 10 or so of these as backups. I'll put them back in the drawer. Okay, let's see if we got this. Let's glue this shut. Try to keep everything as clean and crisp as we can. Okay, and we're going to take this we have lots of little tags and things, so we don't have to worry about that. This is so pretty. You know, No. And remember, this is going to be the cover. I never did show you how we're going to do the whole thing. I'll let it be a surprise. I don't know why I glued that whole thing. I just gluing away. Glue this as a pocket. So you're going to have an extra step for each thing, and that's going to be adding the white paper on the background. Now remember, this is Nina, N-E-E-N-A-H, 65-pound cardstock with a vellum finish, V-E-L-L-U-M, just like vellum paper, finish. Okay, so that's going to be the CD cover, except for the card. And we'll change this and make it into the CD card. So we can get the most out of each piece of paper. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. We've got it put together. We've got the first part of our cover done, and the where's the one I cut for the front? I know I shouldn't have taken that. Oh, here it is. I'm paper clipping this back on. Okay, so we got our paper, we got our folio put together, and we've got our CD cover done as well. So we're moving right along, and in the next video we'll pick up where we left off. We'll get page 1 done, or the cover done, and then we'll move on to page 1. Okay? All right, I'll see you then. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.